In this tutorial, we'll look at how to use Bootstrap offline or locally. Okay, so I have simple HTML boilerplate. It's completely empty. I'm linking to my own style sheet here, and currently this is what we have, completely empty. So we're gonna download Bootstrap and we're gonna try to use it offline or locally. And to prove that it works to you, I'm just gonna include one of their components, and so we can see whether it actually gets proper styling. And then let's actually do the accordion, because Bootstrap consists of both CSS as well as JavaScript. So here we can click something and Bootstrap is going to use the click event, right? So with this component, we can see whether the JavaScript portion is also working. So let's see if I can easily copy this. I'm going to paste it right here, right? There is no Bootstrap included yet, right? This is just the raw HTML. There's quite a bit of HTML, so I can collapse it like this. I'm going to refresh. This is what we have. There's no styling. There's no JavaScript. Now we need to include Bootstrap, and then we'll see whether it actually looks like this. So you can go to the Bootstrap website and they will show you how to download that. So if you go to the menu, docs, let's see, here they show you how to download it. So you want the compiled CSS and JavaScript. So these files have been optimized, they have been minified, right? So they're ready for production. That's what we want to include here, right? So you can click on download and then you can just open it up. Okay, so then you're gonna have something like this. Now in there, right, Bootstrap consists of two parts, CSS and JavaScript. So what we need to do is we need to take the CSS file and the JavaScript file that we want, and we're going to put it in here. So we're going to create a folder for that, CSS, and also a folder for, JavaScript, right? And you can include other CSS as well, right? So your own style sheet, I'm going to put that in the CSS folder here as well. Now, when I do that, I do need to make sure that I'm linking to the correct path, right? So from this file's perspective, I need to go into the CSS folder now. And let's see, so then we have the CSS. So they have a bunch of different variants, right? So maybe you don't want to include all of the Bootstrap CSS, maybe only like the grid part of Bootstrap. So then you have a smaller file size. Now what we want is the complete Bootstrap. So let's see, we want Bootstrap minified, right? So this is small. Let's see if I can just copy this, if that works. No, we need to unpack it first, right? So it's a zip file, you can extract all of it, and I'm just going to extract that. Let's see. All right, so then here, let's try it again, right? Once you've extracted everything, you should go into one of the folders, and we want the minified file. So I'm going to try and clicking and dragging this one more time, and now it works. So I'm going to put this in the CSS folder, right? This is the CSS file of Bootstrap. Right? It's not going to be readable because it's been completely minified and optimized, but that doesn't matter. So then the JavaScript portion. So the JavaScript portion is interesting because they mention here, this doesn't include dependencies like Popper. However, somewhere else they mention that the bundled JavaScript files include Popper. And we actually want Popper, we want to have the complete bundle because they use it for like tooltips and drop downs. So I'm just going to assume that you want everything here. So let's see. That means that we're going to want this file, right? The bundle minified. It includes Popper. Drag this into the JavaScript folder. And those are the only two files that we need, right? This already includes Popper according to their own website here. Our HTML file right now is not linking to that yet, right? So the browser, if we give the HTML file to the browser doesn't know about that yet. Right? This is just our own local file system. We have to link to that from our HTML. So let's do that. We can just simply create another link element here, and we can link to this CSS file. So we can say in the CSS folder, pick the bootstrap.min.css file. If I refresh now, we should see something. Yeah, so now we can see it has been styled, right? Because we're including the Bootstrap style sheet. And it's sitting right against the edge. So we can actually try using one of Bootstrap's classes. We can say container. We can put all of this in a container class, which will restrict the width a little bit, right? And we can also add some margin on the top. Now it doesn't work yet with clicking, right? Because we haven't included the JavaScript portion yet. So let's do that now. So these days you can actually include that here in the head, right? So make sure you have mastered the underlying fundamentals. Those are CSS and JavaScript. I have courses on them if you want to take them to a professional level. I highly recommend it if you work with the front end or you want to work with web development in general. It takes a couple of hours, but it will benefit you for the rest of your career. So here we need to provide the path to that JavaScript file. So it's in the JavaScript folder, JS, and the name is Bootstrap. It actually already suggests this for me, so I can just press enter here. Now, since we're linking to it in the head, it's a best practice to use defer here, so that doesn't block the rest of the page, right? Because JavaScript is blocking. So that's why people typically in the past put it at the end of the body. These days, we can use it in the head with the defer attribute. So make sure you have mastered modern JavaScript. Definitely check out the links in the description. Okay, so now we are linking to the JavaScript portion as well. Let's see if that works. I'm refreshing here. Now I'm going to try clicking it, and it works, right? So that's how you can use Bootstrap offline or use Bootstrap locally.
By the way, if this was helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. Also, check out my courses on CSS and JavaScript if you want to take those skills to an advanced level. Because in there, we will build some beautiful real-world projects from scratch so you can see how everything fits together and really master CSS or JavaScript. And I will also release other courses soon like React and Node.js. So if you want to be notified, then make sure you are subscribed to the email newsletter. You can find the link in the description. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you soon.